Okay, I'm here, the library. It's been a long time ago that I was in the library. In the classic days, me and my childhood body gear going so often to the library to pick our favorite books on our own. Yeah, it's been a long time. But anyway, the reason why I'm going to the library is that I can find every book about the blood moon and the whereabouts to research it. That way, I'm gonna find out what the blood moon means and how I became a werehogbat. Maybe is that the only way to find something there. If not, then it can be help. But I'm not going to give up to find the answer. But anyway, let me go inside. Whoa! Look at this place. It's amazing. And look how many books there are. This place is much bigger than the previous library in the classic days. Yeah, not gonna lie. This library here is sure amazing. It seems like I have work to do to find what I need. It take a while, but it's worth it to find the book what I need. But okay, time to switch. 1 hour later. Phew! Finally, I found two books what I'm looking for. It take 1 hour to search, but like I said, worth it. So, before I begin, I found two books to explore. The left one is the blue book called Everything to Know About Astrology and Mythology, and the right one is the brown book called Everything to Know About the Phenomenal Beings. So, where begin? Let's start with this one. Everything to Know About the Astrology and Mythology. First, I explored this book to find what the blood moon means, and to cause all of this why I became a werehogbat. So, let's begin. Searching, searching, searching. Ah, here it is. Let's go. When a full moon travels completely into Earth's shadow, we get a total lunar eclipse. Astronomers call it a blood moon. It may sound creepy, but will be beautiful. Beautiful? What what do they mean by that? Okay, moving on. What make what makes it a blood moon? On that night, there will also be a total lunar eclipse. This happened when the sun, earth and moon align in the perfect straight line. This caused the earth's shadow to completely cover the moon. As the light of the sun hits the earth, the red portion of the color spectrum bends the most, curving around the planet and still reaching the moon that is hiding in the earth's shadow. The result is noticeable, red moon, earning in the nickname of the blood moon. In historic times, most people around the world were sky watchers in some way. The night sky was important for knowing the season, so they called the plant and harvest crop at the proper time. It marked important days for rituals, ceremonies, and celebrations. It told stories that held lessons for all the people of their culture, but it also held a mystery that produced ideas, what we call all mythologies or folklore today. In the ancient Inca Empire of South America, Mama Quila was their moon goddess. They thought a blood moon indicated a jackal was attacking her. Her blood will flow turning to the moon red. The Inca will be as noisy as they could be, which would even get the dogs howling and barking. They thought this would scare the jaguar away. It worked and the eclipse gradually disappeared and the moon reappeared as the brightest shining full moon once again. In Mesopotamia, the world's oldest civilization, The people also thought that the moon was being attacked. They thought this put their king in the danger of attack too. Since they were able to predict blood moons with reasonable accuracy, they hid the king away. They, they hid the king away in the safe and protect the place while the substitute king was dressed up to take his place. After the eclipse, the king would emerge from the hiding and resume his position as ruler of the kingdom. In India, a blood moon brings a fortune. The people cover their food and water to protect it and perform cleansing rituals for their own protection. Pregnant women avoid eating or doing housework so they can keep the unborn child safe from a bad omen. In modern-day California, the Native American Hupa and Lusino tribes saw the moon as a sick or wounded. So the people would sing and chant healing songs toward the darkened moon until it escaped the shadows. In African countries of Togo and Benin, they believed the eclipse was caused by an argument between the sun and the moon. It was a responsibility of the people to help them resolve their argument by resolving their own arguments. So during the eclipse, the people were put first to the west, a practice to continue to this day. Blood moon eclipses are equated with the wrath of God in Christianity. When the date for the Easter was being debated, it was set for the first Sunday after the first full moon of spring, saying there would never be an eclipse on Easter. In fact, the term blood moon was made popular in 2013 when Christian minister John Hagee released a book called Four Blood Moons. He brought the attention to four total lunar eclipses, referred to as a tetrad, that were occurring between 2014 2015, noting that they all fell on Jewish holidays. He claimed his happened only 3 other times, each marked by the terrible events. However, the fact is that there have been 62 blood moons tetrads since in the 1st century of the Common Era. Christianity sees a blood-colored moon as a sign of the beginning of the end times. In the Old Testament, Joel 2:31 says that the sun will turn into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and the terrible day of the Lord comes. In the New Testament, Peter repeats on the day of Pentecost in Acts 2:20. Then the Revelation 6:12 says, "And I beheld when I had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood." I heard these scriptures as a child, and they terrified me. It was until into my adulthood that I learned this referred to eclipse and realized that this were residual superstitions from this ancient Mesopotamian religion. Okay. That is how the blood moon does. Interesting. So, in the way, the blood moon do good things and bad things. The good thing about the blood moon is that it brings you good luck in the positive way. But the bad thing about the blood moon is that it brings you bad luck in the negative way. It's like yin and yang, good and bad. And the blood moon has to have the same thing. It's no wonder why I turn into a werehogbat. Only because of the blood moon brings negative energy to it, and that way I'm turned this way. Man, this is a discovery that I hear the first time about. I couldn't tell Slam it next time what I have discovered. Okay, moving on to the last book. And this last one called Everything to Know About the Phenomenon Beings. In this way, I can find answer what the werehogbat means and how I became a werehogbat. So let the exploring begin. Now let's see. Ah yes, here it is. Let's begin. The power to use the abilities of a werebat. Variations of vampire psychology, werebeast psychology, and bat psychology, opposite to bat-rat psychology. Also called bat form, bat transformation, common sort, Chiropterope, Chiropterope psychology, Chiroptera transformation, vampire, dominant hybrid form. Capabilities. Users with this ability is either a werebat, a human or humanoid being with the ability to transform into a bat or an anthropomorphic bat-like creature, either purposely or after being placed under the curse affliction as a result of the either of the vampirism, a magical spell, a scientific experiment go wrong, or scratch bite from a bat or another werebat. This transformation is often associated with vampires and vampires-like beings. The user gains the traits of werebats, most obvious being ability to change into a bat or bat-like creature with a natural characteristic and inherited to both bats and humans or vampires, including scent, stamina, agility, exact. In, edita- in, in addition, werebats are often to attribute flight, echolocation, in-chase hearing, and may have them in lesser amount of when untransformed. Other than this, details vary considerably. Some are limited to the single form, which range from the completely animal to man-bat humanoid with bat-like ears, leathery wings, claws, and fangs. Some can shift between human, man-bat, humanoid bat, and completely bat, while the others are able to choose to what extent what the change included what parts. That bat's form may be completely natural bat in the form, a very large monstrous wolf, or even something directly from the darkness stretches of human fear of the bat or mythological vampire bat-like creatures. Sometimes the user bat form actually is the true body appearance, but disguises itself as a humanoid creature. Oh wow, so apparently werebats have a different names. Interesting. Okay, moving on. So, if I read it correctly, I turned in a werebat only because of 5 reasons. Curse inflection, magic fell, scientific experiment go wrong, scratch and bite. That make a whole lot that that make a whole lot of sense. And since I became a werehogbat, I'm actually a mobionoid. And that I became a werehogbat, I have also 5 abilities like senses, stamina, agility, flying, echolocation, and in hearing. Man, that is sure something. That is the first time I'm hearing. But anyway, now I know what it caused all of this that I became this creature. There are 4 things I think about: curse, inflection, magic spell, and scratch bite. Except for experiment go wrong because I'm not experimented and doesn't do no one whatsoever. So that is so that is these are the 4 that I think about. One of the 4 chased me that I became a werehogbat. It must be it. Okay, I think it's done for this page. Oh wait, there is another page. This must be the last page. Okay, let me read this one. They graced the skies as envoys of the dark. They were threats to us Corvifex, which made things exceedingly difficult for our Lycan friends below, especially during the Beast Wars. Their gifts of speed, perception, and stealth would make any spy envious. To think that one of the could be the present and listening without you ever knowing while standing just to sight of where the umbral realm is no wonder why the most Werkin feared them. Werebats, also known as Camasot, are another species of werebats or Tyrantirope and are among the rarest of their kind as well. Werebats slightly different from the Werkin line as they are more akin to the Nahuel than other werebats. Werebats took a shape of monstrous humanoid bat, similar to how Nosferatu would assume their bloodlust transformation. When the transformation, they retain a humanoid figure but with their arms extended into leathery wings, snot pushed out from their face, and eyes that glowed when it hit by light, depending on the type of the May and also often no discernible eyes. Their teeth sharpened into the fangs and their nails lengthened into pointed claws. Those inflicted with the curse of the werebat will become exclusive and quiet, and despite not showing immediately and this disguisable other signs, those infected will start behaving more and solitary and shy. Like vampires, they show an aversion towards to the sun, but unlike them, they are not burnt by its rays. Werebats vary on their moral engagement, with some being seen as omens of the dead and evil, while others simply wish to be left alone but cannot repress their basic instincts. Werebats are often mistaken for vampires, which leads the unfortunate demise of a hunter who was ill prepared in learning the true nature of werebats. Werebats are in fact pteranthropes, or in the case, cherubpteranthropes, who were once humans that transformed into bat-like creatures in the dead of night. After transforming, they hunt livestock or even humans, completely draining them of the blood or, in the same cases, even devouring them. Werebats are similar to Nagual, a werecat or werejogwa, in the terms of this curse or affliction in where humans were cursed by a god to transform into a creature that is associated with their domain. In their werebat's case, this deity is Kamasos, the Mayan god of bats. As a result, werebats are regarded as emissaries of the Kamasos, much like how the Nagual are the Tezcatlipoca. According to the Garrote, werebats can either by the result of the human who were sacrificed to Kamasos and their spirits were transferred to this domain, or living humans cursed by Kamasos that view reckless as a pest and thus kill them, which is a form to Kamasos. Werebats said to rainfall during the early years of Mesoamerica, particularly around when the Mayan Empire flourished. The Mayans will see the transformation of a werebat as either divine punishment or a gift. Thus some Mayans saw it as a letter, as the werebat allowed them to be close to common sorts. Moreover, despite their similarity, they too are not on the friendliest terms with vampires, whom the werebats considered to be inferior or their lesser, a pale imitation of themselves and an insult to their lord, Comatose. As a result, werebats will take the hunting down and killing vampires like a werewolf. However, as the years progressed, werebats dwindled and became extremely rare to where even witches were doubtful of their existence. Like any territope, werebats are extremely powerful, said to be on the par with the likes of a Naguro and thus are capable of even competing against werewolves, werewolves whom are categorized as the second most powerful of the werewolves. They possess inhuman strength and speed, being far stronger and faster than traditional vampires and are able to hold their own against some of the strongest of the vampiric kind. They possess accurate healing and regeneration, able to recover wounds that can be mild or even fatal. They could regulate missing limbs or organs. Werebats possess all the common abilities of a regular bat, but in the heightened to the extraordinary degrees, they have a highly acute sense of hearing, allowing them to use an echolocation to sense the presence of the thing around them. This echolocation can stretch out 4 miles, allowing them to perceive an incoming enemy or individual in this far distance, especially during the night. Their senses of hearing are superior to the werewolves and even some vampires where they can accurately describe and how a person is feeling with the rate of their heartbeat and in the major changes of their psychology. Coupled with their heightened sense of smell, they can also track the target for miles and can determine the identity of the target from particular order and thus their echolocation. They are vulnerable to sulfur like most werebats, and their eyesight is very poor during their day. In fact, their poor eyesight during the day cycle is how the witches were able to identify a person as a werebat. Werebats are also dependent on blood and food, needing a large amount during the night to replace it themselves when in human form in the day. After the feeding, they retreat in the dark and dump location. Like abandoned barns or the ruins of the castle, few even of all escapes like regular bats. Wow, if I hear this, werebats are extremely powerful, strength and speed, incredible. So if I became a werehogbat, I'm extremely powerful as well. But one thing I don't understand. When the full moon or blood moon appears, only the werehogs can do that. How come me as a werehogbat can do that as well? I mean, werehogbats can transform when they want with the moon or without the moon. How come that I transform when the blood moon appears? I'm confused. That is a whole mystery. Also though, now I'm done reading this book, it's now clear to me what the blood moon means and how I became a werebat. Now, I'm more worried, since I reading this about the werebats that they drain blood and devouring. What if I'm being out of control when I became a werebat and I hurting everyone to drain them blood and devouring them? What happened if I attack Slammet, Gear, Lisa, Fopalga, Heaven, and especially Sparkia? Man, that is a problem. I hope not the case, please God. Well, anyway, I'm here long enough. I am here long enough. Time to go.